Taylor.
Hey, Richburg. How are you?
I am great. I
What?
love seeing you on this live. And not only do
I like seeing you too. I do watch beadshop.com on Wednesdays and Fridays, some days when I just need to hang out and, listen to what's going on. I watched Danielle yesterday. You guys are cute, and I loved Danielle's new project. I thought it was really nice. So, yeah.
So good.
I'm just trying to keep my finger on the pulse, And I was working away. I was making earrings, I think, yesterday. So, the holiday crush is beginning, and the holiday weather for the market is beginning also.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed, Wednesdays or Saturday's going to be nice because it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a break in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah. So you are really going market. I see your posts all the time that all of your beautiful jewelry looks amazing.
Thank you.
It's great. It's great.
I'm always working on new display stuff and, trying to figure out ways to, you and I did some work on the road for jewelry displays or jewelry displaying. And so we totally know about how hard that is to schlep everything, set it all up, break it all down, and have things that hold up their durability, but also are beautiful and functional and have all those good points to them. So I'm still playing that game.
That, you and I will be doing display, I think, till we die.
You know what? I gotta say, if I was younger, and I don't really want to take this on because it's not like a real passion that I want to do like 24/7, but if I was a younger person and I had some like woodworking skills and I was a little bit creative and I kind of was good with paint and maybe was unafraid to approach strangers, I think you could actually like tool around the farmer's market and say, hey, I build display stuff. Is there anything that you are wanting?
Yeah.
And it would be a great little side hustle for someone who maybe was in college or heck, high school for that matter.
Yeah, you'd be like a little peddler.
You could walk around and say, I build displays. Yeah. If you need something to have wheels on it or to disassemble, I'd be happy to work with you and help you make something custom that's yours. And, there's a couple folks in the market who do laser work. They'll like laser carve signs out of wood.
Right.
There's some folks that cross-pollination for our market. So it's
yeah. Well, and you and I know good, unique display is always hard to find.
It is.
And
I like vintagey things, and I like to find things and repurpose them.
Same.
I went to the antique market this past Sunday here in Sacramento and got 2 really great soda crates. So very excited by those. A knee-high soda one that's red. It's really a nice crate.
Nice.
And a what's the other one? Oh, the other one is Schweppes.
Schweppes.
Wooden Schweppes crate. I have my feet on it right now. I needed something under the desk for my to raise my knees up a little bit. So.
I love it. Well, we have a bunch of people watching.
Excellent.
We have our samples that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
We're going to talk about this retreat. I am still in my walking clothes. I went on my walk this morning between rains, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to pull myself together, put on some earrings and some lipstick.
Well, I only changed my top half, and my hair is still wet from going out with the dog because it was pouring here when she was like, it's time. I need to go out.
Right.
So she doesn't like to use the backyard at all for that. She wants to go out. So we went out, and sure enough, I got my hat totally soaked through. My top totally soaked through. And so I had to change that part.
Yep. Well, we were talking about repurposing cashmere, and I was very jealous of Emily's cashmere.
My sweater vest?
Your vest. But it looks really cozy and good.
It is. And it's nice here. I don't know how we can always talk about the weather, but
Yeah.
We've been in a warm spell. Like we've had,
We have. It's been nice.
No, it
it's
has.
been in the 70s and during the day, and very comfortable, and only in lower 60s at night. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's changeable today for sure.
Yeah. Tide is turning for sure.
Yes, I know. We're heading for real weather now.
Heading towards the winter months.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we are so excited to bring you this metals retreat. So I'm going to put the dates back up. Bear with me here just a second while I do that. So it's the first annual beadshop.com metals retreat. It is next year, April 24th and 25th of 2006. It's on a Friday.
2006? Dang.
2006. Let's try that again.
2026.
2026. Time has no meaning. I
The
did that
days
the
all
other day.
blur into one.
I know.
You know.
I did. I said like 2000 something. I know everyone's all what? Whatever. Next year, 2026.
I for all of us who have to spin the wheel when you put your birth date into something these days, to say that we're in the 2000s is weird. It's still not. It's still hard for me to say that as a 2006 easy to say, or 2008, but when we got into 2025, it's kind of amazing, you know.
The century's a quarter over. Sorry, Em. Sorry.
Kate.
I know. Sorry. But we haven't aged a day. But not a second.
Tell my knees and my ankles that you have not aged a minute.
Not a minute. So we put our heads together after the retreat this past August in San Juan Bautista. We had such a great time, and Emily had done metal clay there, which was amazing.
It was so much fun. It's a material that I kind of adore it. It
Yeah.
really is just so satisfying.
It's so fun to work with.
Yeah.
And we thought, maybe we should do something. And I've been talking about a Fresno retreat for a long time.
It's true.
I found a great venue. It's where my mom and I quilt once a month with our quilt group. And it's in Old Town Clovis, which is just right here next to Fresno. Really charming, kind of a fun place to go shopping downtown. And the space, so when I looked at the space, it's at the American Legion Hall in Clovis. It's where we're going to have it. And when I looked at it, I kind of started to form an idea, because the American Legion Hall kind of has two rooms that's separated by a hallway, and it has a kitchen. So Emily can have one classroom and I have one classroom. So we're not running into the issue. It's not really an issue, but in San Juan Bautista, we're all together in the same room and we kind of have to move around and stuff. This one, Emily and I each have a classroom. So Emily will have a metal clay classroom. I'll have a metalsmithing classroom. You're going to spend one day with Em. You're going to spend the other day with me. So half of you will go with me. Half of you will go with Emily. And then the next day we'll switch. So, and the rooms
move. We're not going to move.
Yeah, we're not moving. But it's really going to be fun. We'll be able to set up our studios. There's a lot of room. We're going to cater in lunch. Where Miranda and I went yesterday, I got some lunch from the B-Rock shop. So they're going to do a really nice box lunch for us on one day. And I think I have an idea about our second day, because, food is my love language. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So the structure on it is it's a little different than San Juan Bautista, if you've been with us at San Juan Bautista before. In San Juan, what's great is we're all staying at the same place. It's like a retreat center, right? We just have the retreat kind of in an offsite area. So you folks are responsible for finding your lodging. And I've got a great list. Those of you who've already signed up, and the retreat is already a quarter full. So I'm excited. So if you want to join us, get in there. So I'll send you a list where to book your hotel. If you're flying in, you fly into Fresno Airport. It's real close. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have done some things where your kit fees are separate. So the retreat fee, it's very affordable. For the 2 days, it's $395. It includes a lot of stuff like your instruction, your space, some of your tools, the use of the kilns, use of some of the metalsmithing stuff I have, all of that. But there's a list and it's over there on the page. And if you go right to, there it is. I can't point. There it is, right there. There it is. That QR code, if you scan it, it's going to bring it right to the sign up page. So sign up. It's going to be so, so much fun. We also have an optional day on Sunday. If you want to stay, I will be hosting a little tour. We're going to do a tour over to my studio, and you'll be able to meet some of my other folks that have studios at M Street with me. Then we're going to do some shopping, some fabric shopping, some vintage shopping. Fresno has some great vintage. And then we'll all have a meal, like we'll do dinner or lunch or whatever. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. You know, I love the St. Francis Retreat Center, and I love that if you are feeling a little overwhelmed, you can go take a lie down in your own room, like walk across the hallway practically.
Yeah.
You know, and get there. But I do like that we have a little more autonomy here, and we'll have, you know, a little bit more space and a little bit easier kind of maybe to work in space. You know, one of the things I've loved always about metal clay is that really the tools and materials you need are pretty kind of, they can be very minimalistic. There are plenty of folks selling like the next mousetrap clay to do a texture on or do something else with, but you can be surprisingly independent with a small setup of tools and supplies.
Right.
I love being able to bring my kiln and being able to fire it regularly and show you guys how easy that is and how kind of accomplishable that is. Kilns are not scary. I got to say that when I bought my first kiln, the first time I fired it by myself, I sat there and watched it. And it was like, there's nothing happening outside, right? The thermocouple is ticking, the thermometer is ticking up, and then it hits the top, and then the timer starts, and there's really nothing going on outside that you can see. But it's so nice to have that power and ability. And my kiln now is 20 years, more than 20 years old.
Yeah, mine too.
Kicking along like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice investment. And, you know, maybe the next time we'll do enameling instead. And we can use our kiln for enameling, but we can also do torch enameling, which again is super approachable and play around with the bowl. So it's a lot of things to do. But I love working with metal clay. It's clean, especially silver metal clay. It's clean. It's easy to work with.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about it. All those things are great. And metal clay's real big claim to fame. And this is a place where all different types of metalsmiths would benefit from using it, is that it's amazingly great at taking textures. So it gets textures from anything. Leaves, sticks, wood, rubber stamps, buttons, other pieces of jewelry, textured plates, the things they use for texturing from metal clay, metal stamps, all kinds of things.
Fabric,
lace, you know, leaves. I'll say leaves again because that leaves a lot of leaves. There's so many options for this. This particular project that I'm going to use and do is, and I do have like my little spin on how this is all going to work, which I'll save to tell you about in Fresno. But one of the things that I did this project for was I had a good friend who was kind of going through a little tough moment in her life. And we all know those moments. We all have had them. We've all had to see someone else have them. But when you've got a really good friend who's like just struggling and you say, there's nothing I can do for you. I can't make you better. I can't fix the situation for you. You're just, you know, struggling. So I made the very first one of these for a friend, and I had stamped with metal stamps on the backs all these little words that I hoped for her. And I tied them to the design that was on the front somewhat. And after I gave it to her, I thought, God, I kind of want one of those for me.
Yeah.
And I sat down and made myself one with all the words and all the symbols that I loved the most and the thoughts on the back of them that I thought were inspirational and were something that I would want to kind of know about and hold on to. And they're not necessarily like it's not a symbol that everyone in the world's going to recognize. It's a symbol that only you're going to know about. And so it is a little more subtle than a rosary or a symbol that is sort of, thousands of years old that everyone recognizes. It's more subtle than that. And it also maybe is more meaningful than that in a broader sense for you or for a gift for someone else. But I really like using metal clay in place of my regular sheet metal because of its attributes, this cleanliness of working with, the ease of handling, and the ease of texturing. It's really magical in that. Otherwise, we have to have a rolling mill, which is not a problem. Rolling mills are great. And all kinds of metalsmiths use rolling mills and presses and all those tools, but they weigh a ton.
Yeah, tell me about it.
These things in a very small box.
That's right.
In my arm and go to town with them. So those are my big pitches for working with metal clay. Is that it's really something that's super functional and easy to work with.
So fun to work with. I'm looking at yours, the ones you sent over here. This is one of my favorite textures that you do, Emily. This is the sea urchin.
Oh yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah, it is one of my favorites. That I don't think I did any with the skeleton leaf on that one because I use it so very much.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
But,
so
there's a variety of stamps that are used there. Some old vintage metal molds, rubber stamps. There's one rubber stamp there that has sort of a tile mosaic pattern on it.
This one right here, I think.
Which I really like that stamp a lot. And I've used it very often, but it's a good one. It has lots of, mosaic might be a symbol for putting your life back together out of broken pieces, or holding it all together with a little bit of spackle, right? A
little bit of glue and determination.
And grout it all in place. Damn it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, Cindy has a great question. So Cindy, let me, I'm going to talk a little bit about the, like the mechanics. Let me tell you one of the things, so Emily's project, the metal clay, I'm going to put here to the center. And I thought I had, of course, all good intentions, my centerpiece. But my centerpiece is actually still at my studio because I was working on these. I must have just slipped this one in my pocket and not the centerpiece. But I'm going to show you that. Let me put that up. I thought since Emily was doing the metal clay and, we're really using our hands, another cool thing to use with our hands is conquering the jeweler's saw. Now, with the jeweler's saw, here it is. I'm going to put that up. I'm covering this up for just a second. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to really learn how to use that jeweler's saw so that you gain proficiency over it. Now, I think that people, when they hear, sawing on metal, I think it's just like adding thread to a seed bead project, Emily. It strikes fear in the hearts. But I think that the jeweler's saw, using the saw, learning how to really cut out what you want to see is a great
it's
step.
It would be like starting peyote from scratch, not knowing anything and starting it over. It would be tough. And having someone hold your hand through a project that it's not that it's kind of forcing you, but it's encouraging you to do something repetitively,
Mm-hmm.
it absolutely builds your confidence and builds
Right.
your ability right there, right in front of you. You're having the experience and getting those skills kind of all at the same time. And sawing is meditative.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take away the destination and get back into the journey of
Yeah.
sawing, because it really is something that takes a little bit of a breath. You need to kind of relax yourself into it and not feel
Mm-hmm.
so tense, or you'll just break saw blades right and left. You know,
Exactly.
and knowing the technical things, using the proper saw blade for that proper um, thickness of metal, being able to load it in the saw frame and have it be at the right tension. If you don't do those things, and I don't know if you could read about those in a book and practice around a bunch with it, but getting it kind of one-on-one with someone holding your hand over it,
Yeah.
it's the way to go.
It is. And Mary Ellen is saying she did take my sewing class virtually over the pandemic. This is actually the project, part of the project from my virtual sewing class.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, in my beginning metalsmithing 101, that is one of the first things that I teach is,
Mhm.
like you say, Emily, there's two secrets to sawing. One is getting the right saw blade and getting it at the right tension. And
Yep.
then the second is, and I'll tell you this, people are always way too heavy-handed with the saw.
Yeah.
You don't push the saw into your work, you just let the saw do its job. And
Absolutely.
once you understand those two things,
Mhm.
life is so much easier. So we're going to do that.
You only need to hold the saw blade with 2 fingers, the
Yeah.
saw frame with 2 fingers.
Exactly.
You think you want to do like a on it? No.
Mm-mm.
Like this.
No, like
You
you're
know?
holding a little baby bird.
Yeah.
That's what that's all about.
Yep.
So we're going to be making two things. We're going to be making this sawed out pendant, and I have templates for you. And we're going to be making it out of jeweler's brass. And then I thought, you could put this pendant, it's pretty big, so you could couple it and put it on the piece that you make with Emily, right? You could mix all of this together, or you could have each one stand alone. So I thought, you know what? I better make a chain. So I thought with some torch work, and this is one of my favorite things to do, using square wire, which I love, and creating some chain links. So you'll be able to do this, make a chain to put on your pendant on. So these are both really great techniques for you. And yeah, you will be able to translate all of this over to your home studio.
I saw a lady talking about jewelry on the internet the other day. Well, actually, it was longer than the other day, but it stuck in my mind. Her father had given her mother a gold coin on a bracelet. And this might have been like when she had children. And then her husband had given her a gold coin on a bracelet. And it was like a gold, big
Right.
one. And then she had her daughter, made one for her daughter, but her daughter hadn't had any kids yet. So she's keeping it. So she had 3 of them on her wrist. And it reminds me of that so much, that medallion-y,
Yes.
elegant, rich, not rich in the sense of money, but rich in the sense of
like just visually gorgeous. Yes.
texturally, all those things. It really, and then when you did the chain with it, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it's going to look nice. And you actually scratched the surface of a memory I have from my dear mother-in-law. I have, and it's gold, believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a beautiful coin. My father-in-law loved to, get those kind of mementos because he was a pilot. Mm-hmm. So she has one of those beautiful, old, like you say, just rich, beautiful gold charm bracelets. And that coin is hanging I need to get that out and wear it. Because
I think this would make a really good, it's very statement-y, and maybe you're not going to wear 3 of them, but you could wear one of these,
it would. We could scale it to a bracelet, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be gorgeous. I love it. So there are some questions. So I'll tell you. So Storm, this is, thank you about the comments about the chain. We are going to make the chain in copper. This is copper. We're going to, and I'll have some brass. And if you'd rather do your medallion in copper, I'll have some copper available as well, just depending. We're going to set a little stone in it, which is very simple. We're not going to have to fabricate anything because we're going to use a pre-made bezel cup, and soldering that little bezel cup is as easy as riding a bike, and then set a little 4 or 5 millimeter stone in there. So that'll be really, really fun. I like the mixture of the metals, though. Depending on what wire I have, like you can see the wire that I've twisted there. I think that smaller one might be brass and the bigger one is copper. I feel like this really lends itself to the mixed metals. So, and if, like Emily says with the bracelet, if you want to scale it down to make your links a little bit smaller, we can. Essentially, not to give away the whole technique, but what we do is we use wire, we twist it in the flame, and then you wrap it. We'll make jump rings. So you can make those rings larger, like what I have here. These are pretty big. You can see I can get my finger in that one. Or we can make them a little bit smaller. So you've got some leeway here, some design choices to make. So the other questions that we have here, Cindy's asking, would each project could be completed in one day? And yeah, that's the goal. Yep. You spend a whole day with me, the project goes from soup to nuts, and then your day with Emily, whole day, project soup to nuts. So
the beauty of that is that you do kind of walk away with something finished. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think one of the things that's really cool about jewelry making, and this is, to me, this kind of goes, you can call it finished at any point. You know, if you go along and you say, I need to make 3 necklaces for me and my 2 sisters, and each one's going to have 3 charms on it, you can do that too. Or if you want to make a really full charm bracelet out of this, you can do that too. Mm-hmm. Our goal was to have you walk away with something that was pretty spectacular in one day. Yeah. And you know, if this retreat is as good a success as I think it's going to be, it won't be the last.
No,
and
it will not.
It'll also open up the door for us to do, you know, more customized stone setting. And I know everyone would love to make rings out of metal clay because it's really fun and easy. And so all those things are possible. Mm-hmm. This is a good trial for us to see how this goes, see how this venue works. You know, we really want you to come and walk away with something that just makes you so proud and so happy.
Yeah. And you can also, like I said, you can do a mashup of these techniques and put it all together in one piece. You can walk away, as Emily says, with all of the components and spread them out amongst some other techniques, or some other projects. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Miranda has her little metal clay pieces, her precious metal clay pieces. She had a lot of fun with that. So Miranda will be there with us, and Emily too, who you met earlier. Emily will be there with us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun. And signups are going steady. So make sure, my friends. So a couple of things. Let me talk a little bit of business so that you know kind of the parameters. So as I say, when you sign up, it's $395 for the retreat. That's 2 days, a full day with me, a full day with Emily, a full day with your beading and metal folks. That'll also include your luncheon. We'll break for dinner. We're going to go from 10 in the morning until the evening. We'll take a dinner break in there somewhere, and then people can always come back, work a little bit in the venue. We have the venue available. Oh, my mom says my mom will drop in. You bet she will. You bet she will. So on my list in Clovis, you would fly into Fresno Airport, and the initials are FAT, Fresno International, which is known as the Fresno Yosemite International Airport. Fresno, a lot of places fly in to Fresno. So don't think that Fresno's a tiny little airport. You'll be able to get in and out very, very easily. You will need to either ride share, or if like a group of you want to like rent a car together, or you can Uber from the airport. There is a hotel, the first hotel that's on my list that I send out. It's the Comfort Suites, I think. It's real close. It's walkable to the American Legion Hall. Also, downtown Clovis has a really great little old town feel. Lots of antique shops, great places to eat. So that Sunday, when we do kind of my optional visit to my studio to kind of tour that, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and thank you, Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen saying, I paid that for a 3-hour class. This is an incredible value. Well, we really wanted to, since there are other costs, right? Emily has a kit fee that you're going to pay directly to Emily. We'll talk about that. I have a kit fee that you'll pay directly to me. And you'll buy some of your own meals, and you need to do your own lodging and stuff. So we really wanted to make this price a good one. So that's what we did. So as far as kit fees go, the kit fees are mandatory. So Emily's kit fee is $180, and you're going to pay that to Emily individually. My kit fee is $35, and you'll pay that to me at the retreat. So Emily, do you want to talk a little bit about how to get to the kit fees, how to get the kit fees to you?
Yeah. So what is easiest, I think, is to have when you sign up, Kate sends you a little response note, and she's going to put my email in there, and to contact me. You can pay by mailing me a check. You can pay by PayPal or Venmo. Any of those are fine. There will be sales tax on top of this, but I'm covering the shipping, and I will ship your kit to you when it's paid, so that you have all the supplies in your hand. And that's sterling silver chain. I have some here. So it's a clip chain, a paper clip chain.
Such a nice chain.
It's a really pretty chain. I think it's a good balance for the charm sizes that we're going to use. It'll be 20 grams of art clay silver, and I think it's 30
jump rings. Yeah.
30 sterling silver jump rings to go with it. So this is going to be a necklace that's over the head style. So we don't need to add a clasp. And if you feel like you need a clasp, I'll bring some with, so you can purchase them, and I'll have extra chain and extra jump rings if you want to kind of do more, and extra clay too. We're in an economic uncertainty time, and I'm going to invest my own money in getting all these supplies well before the retreat happens, and kind of sit on them till April. So I do want to make sure you get your supplies, and I have a cost that I can kind of be predictable about. So as soon as you get that, as soon as I get paid for your kit fee, I will send you your supplies, and then you just need to bring that with you. Everything else I'm bringing with me as well. All of my stamps, all of my textures, all of the tools you'll need, all the work surfaces, everything you'll need to work with. You don't really need to bring anything except for, I would love you to bring 2 pairs of pliers, flat pliers with you. Kate has this in her kit as well. So that could be a chain nose, 2 chain nose. It could be a chain nose and a bent nose. It could be a chain nose and a flat nose. It's just going to make doing all the assembly on this at your own little workstation so much easier. Also, please bring a flush cutter and some kind of a work surface pad. I know we're going to be working on tables, and I think it's just so much easier to have some sort of a work surface underneath you. And that can just be one of these, this kind of foam pad. It could be a tray pad, anything just to keep things from rolling away from you. So all of that is all you'll need to bring. Just those 2 pairs of pliers and a flush cutter and a work surface. Everything else I've got for you. And I'm happy to do, charge a cash or credit card, however you want to do it. It's totally fine. I was just looking at the questions on YouTube because my iPad crashed out and I had to restart it. And I do see Lilac Pond's question about the pods, the iris pods.
Oh, yes.
Google those to know what they looked like. They're very interesting, Iris. I'm sorry, Lilac. It's not going to be appropriate at this point, but it is something that you can absolutely do with metal clay. And it's a little more of a process to paint something. It'll take a little bit longer time because it has to dry in between each step, and air dry is best. So, but it's something I'm happy to discuss with you further. If you want to email me, I can send you some instructions about how to do that. It's funny with metal clay and painting over something. One of the things I want to say is that we can do that, but it takes away the texture. Ends up on the inside. So it's actually better to make a mold of something and then assemble it, or make them separately and assemble them rather than just painting on them. I do paint on leaves on just one side, and then the leaf either pulls off or burns away. So, but I'd be happy to discuss that with you further if you'd like to. Let me know.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Em.
Yeah.
So I just checked our numbers, and the retreat is about half sold out already.
Oh, that's so great. You know, I'm hearing something, my dog barking. I'm going to just step into the other room.
Yeah. I'm going to put myself up here real quick. So Gail, you had a question. You said you're joining late. Where's the retreat? So if you jump over to beadshop.com, it's on the homepage. The retreat is in Clovis, California. It's at the American Legion Hall, and all of the info, if you can scan the code that's right here above me, that'll take you to the enrollment page. I'm so excited that you folks are as excited as we are. Again, this is it's kind of a new venture for Emily and I to, do metals, and it's at a place where it's a little different than San Juan Bautista, but it's really going to be a lot of fun. So for my project with the chain and the pendant, and this is on the list, it's also on the page, the sign up page, you can see that. Let me put this up there. There's the pendant right there. You're going to need to provide a jeweler saw, which we carry here at Beadshop, a bench pin, just a real few tools. I'm going to bring a bunch of files, polishing, all of that. I'm going to bring a bunch of my metalsmithing tools, plus the torches to create these pieces here. So again, you'll have to bring a very minimal amount of tools with you. And I've got a bunch of tools for you to use as well. But again, if you have any questions on either the process, the project, you can shoot us an email over at info@beadshop.com, or you can shoot that question right over to emily@beadshop.com. We'll be glad to help you out. But check those calendars, make sure you can make that date, and sign up, because as I suspected, enrollment is brisk.
That's really great, you guys. I am so excited.
So excited. I'm
so excited this is going to happen. And I was talking to someone the other day about my teaching career, and I was so very lucky to work at a really amazing bead store. And I kind of had the run of whatever I wanted to teach was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have some things that were kind of basics that we taught all the time, and we kept up with those, but I was so lucky to have that venue and that space to do that in. And I just haven't quite had the same thing since. And Kate, for a minute, Kate's studio in South San Francisco was
we have fun?
Was a really great space. And now kind of getting together through this retreats is really, it's really filling that well for me, of teaching and doing that. So I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited to do this with you guys. It's lovely that we're going to have just 20 people, so 10 people in each group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very intimate, nice thing to have, and have all day time with an instructor is really great. And we can go into the evening a little bit, which is really nice. And I'm excited to explore another new area in Central California. Being over here in Sacramento, I have definitely found some of my creative people, but not all of them. I know there's a few more out there. But I'm just really thrilled and excited to do this with you all.
No, same. And someone was asking, And I think have you been to Clovis, Em?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I was when I was in high school, I was in Future Farmers of America.
FFA.
You were either in FFA or you were in pretty much everybody or both. And FFA was part of it was that you had to actually be in an agriculture class in your school. And so we had agriculture class, and we had a really intrepid advisor, Miss Janie Nair, who is still with us, but is now living in Montana, I think. But she was a Renaissance woman who took us all over the state. And I'm fairly sure we went to Clovis for something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It just feels like it was so familiar. We went, I don't think the 4-H did this, but in Future Farmers of America, we did judging competitions where they would bring in some animals and they would have us judge the animals on their condition, like at a show. Like we were the judges at a show. And then you had to go and give your reasons to someone, another judge, an older judge who sat there stony-faced and didn't give you any hints that you were doing it right or wrong. And so we went all over the state doing that.
Yes. I love it.
So I think I have been to Clovis, but it's been a while.
I just put in the retreat venue. Let me see. I just put it into the chat. You'll see that. That's the closest one. I'm going to send out those of you who have already enrolled. You will be getting an email from me by end of day today, with like the airport info and stuff. But it's the Choice Hotel, the Comfort Suite in Clovis. That's the closest. That's the closest one. But I'll send that out before end of day today. You know, Emily, Clovis has a world famous rodeo. So maybe it could have been. It's very rodeo oriented.
I don't think so. I was not on the rodeo track. I had some girlfriends who were in high school, but I was not really on that side of things. And I had a horse for a while, but my parents had a walnut orchard, and I thought when I went into high school that I wanted to be a veterinarian, until I found out how freaking hard that is to do.
Yeah.
I mean, people doctors only have to worry about one species, you know?
Right.
Animal doctors have to worry about all of them.
Right. Exactly.
But I really enjoyed raising animals through Future Farmers of America. It was a lot of fun. You know, if you want to buy an animal for meat, the best kind of animal you could buy is kids' animal that they raised in Future Farmers or 4-H.
That's correct. Yep.
That animal has had the best life. You know, I have pictures of friends of mine, you know, sleeping in the field next to their steers, and I have pictures of my goats and my sheep. And my goats never did actually end up on the table anywhere. They were pets because I would row them around in the rowboat in front of my parents' house, and Robert and Jonathan, and they were really happy goats. They were super lucky.
Robert and Jonathan. Oh my God. Yes.
So, you know, and it was all good to have a business sense of how all that worked. Yeah. And you sort of took out a loan from your folks at the beginning of the season to buy your animal, and then you had to pay them back after the auction was over. But it was, you know, it was a really good thing. And like I said, we did get to see some parts of California for sure, driving around. So. Yeah.
No, going to another, I also come from a farming and agricultural background. And I think that's really held me in good stead because, we learned how to make, do, and mend. And we learned a lot. I wasn't in FFA, but a lot of my friends had that beautiful blue jacket.
I still have mine.
Oh, gosh. So I was in speech and debate. So
they're really horrible.
ready to,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite part with mine. I don't know why.
No, don't part with it. They were
It's in the
so
trunk. I don't know what I'm ever going to do with it, Kate.
it was so good, that blue
They were
jacket.
heavy corduroy, and they
Yeah.
were both in the wintertime. They had no protection in them, and in the summertime they were hot as can be. And the rest of your uniform was white pants.
White
You had white
Wranglers.
pants,
You better have those white Wranglers, Emily.
I definitely had those and boots, and it was very uncomfortable, the whole process.
I
So
remember those cowboys and cowgirls.
I know,
Yeah,
I
good
know.
times.
It's very emblematic of California, Northern California especially.
Northern California especially, yeah. And rural Northern Cal, for sure. So I also put up on the in the chat, and I'll put it here, in case you want to do some of your own investigation about hotels, etc. The retreat venue, it's the Clovis American Legion. It's there, clovisal.org. You can get the address and everything from the website. And then you can do a little bit of looking around for your hotels. I've chosen 3 that are kind of close, but Fresno is full of hotels. The Fresno airport, as I say, is very easy to fly into. The initials are FAT. I would suggest probably flying in that Thursday night, which is, I'm pulling up my calendar here. That Thursday night, April 23rd, we'll meet starting on the 24th and 25th. And you can either fly out the night of the 26th if you're doing, or if you're on the 26th, if you're not doing studio tour and stuff. If you are, you can fly out that evening or fly out the morning of the 27th. So
I saw Dawn's request for a little close up on some of these little charms, so I'm going to turn
sure.
this is mine.
I'm gonna spotlight your camera there, Emily.
Yeah, this is my personal one. So that this bloom on it with a flower. That idea of bloom where you're planted, I think, it's always been in my mind, and it's such a good idea that no matter kind of what life throws at you, you've got to kind of bloom with that, And this one has a little eye, a little bit of a face on it. It says "Seek" on the back, because I don't know what people do who aren't curious about things.
Right.
I'm constantly curious about something. I mean, I'll hear about something on the news, or someone will tell me about something, and I have to go down the
rabbit hole. Yeah, same.
What is that all about? One of my nephews is a physics professor at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, and he and I regularly trade interesting Instagram things, and it makes me go nuts. I have to go figure out how all this laser cutting and free print, 3D printing is happening. And, we have the best time sending messages back and forth.
Love.
So.
It's such a pretty piece, Em. And I would say that both of the levels of both of these classes are really geared toward the beginner to kind of maybe intermediate kind of metal worker. I mean, if you've worked with some metal clay before, I think you will pick up a lot of techniques from Emily. And if you've never worked in metal clay, of course, you're going to get a great primer. Yeah. Because Emily, you've been working with metal clay. I mean, we've been working with it from when it first came out back in the late 90s.
I started working with metal clay around 1996.
Yeah, when it first came out.
7, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Lisa Kaufman got me into it, and we would go to a lady's house in Albany. This one says "Strong," and it's kind of like a column,
that's really cool.
The building. right? And we would go to her house Tuesday evenings or Thursday evenings for class. And she was a classically trained metalsmith, so she knew how to do everything in metalsmithing, but was really working with this new material because it was so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
She actually was the first person to start making her own powdered metal
Mm-hmm.
to make metal clay from.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still teaching and doing her thing. Her name is Hedar Jacobson.
Yeah, Hadar.
And she does really, this one says beauty on the back, and it's got these beautiful little tiniest of flowers in it.
Yeah, so pretty. Hadar used to teach for us when Beadshop was a brick and mortar too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she
I
taught some
didn't know she
classes
did
for
that.
us. Yeah.
Oh, Hadar was just,
Yeah,
she was
great
so
instructor.
funny. And I remember sitting in her little garage, just in tears, crying with laughter.
Yeah.
There were
so
some
good.
really fun people in her classes, and this one says time on it.
Really
And
nice.
the hourglass.
Love.
So she was really a lot of fun, and I think I had been working with metal clay for about a month when I went with my friend Lisa Kaufman to buy a kiln at Leslie Ceramics, and I remember calling my husband and saying, "Hey, I bought a kiln," and he's like, "Should we have talked about that?" Because
you're like, nope.
Well, it's already in the car.
So we're talking about it now, Ed. Talking about it now.
But that was just it was kind of a magical time.
Yeah.
Involved with the material because it was so brand new.
Yeah.
And just it was very fun. And the world was your oyster, you know. But I can tell you a lot of stories about Hadar. And she really did have what my dad, who was in the Army, would call good field expediency. So if she didn't have the exact right tool, she would figure out something else to make.
Oh, I love that.
One of the things that she did when I got into metal clay initially because I wanted to make beads, and I wanted to make silver beads.
Same.
And silver beads at that time were expensive. They're not like they are now, where they're really expensive. And one of the ways that Hadar showed me to make a hollow form was to take the wax that comes off of a Babybel cheese and sculpt a form, because that wax is super soft and very
cheese wax,
right? And you would sculpt that, and then you would cover that with metal clay, and you could take it off the wax, or you could just melt the wax out.
Burn it out, right?
Either way, and it's super, because it melted out at a super low temperature. And I remember just being like,
yeah, no, what? I'm blown out. I have not heard that one. I seem to have missed that. I'm ready to go eat a Babybel and make some beads right now.
I know. And Babybel cheese is not that good. So
yeah, well, I like a Babybel.
Do you?
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll eat it in a pinch, but
yeah,
as good cheese goes, not that great.
Yeah.
But the wax is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I had a friend who would make little cheese wax figures. And so she really liked you. She'd sculpt you in cheese wax. So I have a cheese wax Kate, and our friend Mary has cheese wax Mary. So those are kind of our alter egos.
Right. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Cheese wax Mary.
So after wax came other materials that people developed, particularly for making metal clay beads.
Yeah.
One of which was cork clay,
cork clay, which I loved.
And you can burn that out in the kiln very easily, and it's really super nice to work with. And I could probably show you 10 ways to make a bead out of metal clay.
That was also what got me into metal clay beads. I wanted to make beads.
Well, and it's what's going to get me into stone carving at some point in my life, because that's definitely going to happen.
I know. Same.
Because I want those pre-Columbian, metal, those
Africa John, may he rest. I know.
I know.
Same.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead. I'll tell the Africa John story at the retreat.
Okay.
I have a good one for him too.
Those were such, I do have the cutters and the polishers, we could do a little
We can make some
something,
beads.
make some beads, be real fun.
I got a whole box full of rough.
Telling you, go to Tucson, I have to buy a geode slab. Give me that slab.
I want to go. Let's next summer. Let's go to, or maybe not in the summer, maybe before the summer. Let's go to Nevada and go to a turquoise mine.
Okay.
I'll take
All right.
Yeah. Miranda just said she'll take us.
Okay. I just, I've done other mining. I've done sunstones, and I've done jade in Monterey, and I know there's a mine in Southern California for rose quartz and tourmaline. And I definitely want to go to Tennessee to the diamond mine sometime.
Yes. Yeah.
Arizona and Nevada is right here.
Yeah.
You know?
I have an axe. I have Grand's rock hounding axe. I'm ready to go.
I got 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And
What's that?
denim opal.
Oh, and Miranda's saying denim
In
opal.
Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Miranda knows. I guess she's all about. Miranda will take it. She'll drive us.
Yeah. No, I just think I've seen some people recently doing it, and I'm like, I want to go to Montana for sapphires, but
Yeah.
Nevada's so much closer.
It's right there.
It's right
Get in,
there.
Grandma. We're going.
Let's
It's
go.
right over there.
Yeah, let's go. We
Or-
can find
I
someone.
don't need their order.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can find someone.
We need to do a little recon on mapping and stuff, but I don't see why not. Come on.
Yeah. People. Sarah's all stop for me on the way. Sarah, we'll pick you up. Get in, loser. We're going mining.
Maybe we'll rent a van.
Maybe that'd be really fun. Let's put that on the planning finger.
All right.
There was one more thing I was going to ask you. We could be on here all day because Emily, I love chatting with you and I love chatting with all of our people. There was something else I was going to ask you. The metals, the retreat. I don't know.
No,
I
you're gonna book a hotel reservation, so you have to tell them where I'm staying, and then they can stay with me.
Yeah, exactly. So I put the as I said, it's in the list. So you can look up the Clovis American Legion Hall, get that address and start mapping it out. Though before end of day, if you have signed up already, I'll go ahead and send that out. I just have to pull that all together.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have a good old time, my friends. Emily, it has been, and I know you have an appointment, so you've got to.
I gotta go. Sorry.
You gotta go. Yeah, we got another one sold. It's getting we're getting, oh, look at this, Emily.
What?
Here, Dawn says, I have a stone carver from you, Emily. Ryan Gardner studied under Tim Boylan. He teaches one of the places in Pocosin. His class was really great. I've always wanted to take a class at Pocosin.
And Margaret says there's a turquoise mine near Yerington. I don't know where that is.
Oh, we'll have to see.
Oh, Yerington, Nevada. Fabulous, Margaret. Thank you. And yes, we'll have to carpool to or something.
Yeah.
We can go together,
Might be some kind of fun. Maybe we could do a retreat. We get a hotel. We all go. We all mine.
And I'll take you
Right?
to the house.
Yeah, Miranda says she'll take us to the Basque House for dinner.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Just another thing. Good thing Janice isn't on here, or she would be grabbing the oxygen.
Her head's going to be, it's that emoji of the head exploding.
Exploding.
No, I love the mining stuff. I want to get out there and get dirty in the dirt and, muck around. I think that stuff's very cool,
Well, one of my favorite new YouTube obsessions is Brent Underwood, who has the ghost town, the Cerro Gordo ghost town. He's lived there now 5 years.
Oh.
And I watch him. He's my new obsession. He goes into his mine and there's all kinds of really cool minerals down there. Cerro Gordo was the largest California silver and lead mine in the late 1800s. So it's really fascinating. You can find him on YouTube. Living in a ghost town, I think, is what it is.
My great aunt, my grandmother's sister, owned a hotel in Virginia City, Nevada.
Of course. How? Of course she did. You have
The
such
$4 hotel.
The silver
And she was quite a character, as you can imagine. But she lived there, gosh, I want to say maybe from the mid 50s ish.
I
So she
love
died
it.
at 68. Maybe it was earlier. Maybe it's like the early 50s. Till she died in like the late 60s, 68, 69, something like that. She owned the Silver Dollar Hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, it was.
In the city.
It's really it's a very special memory up there, and it's
Yeah.
it's still operating as a hotel. But
Yeah.
we went there, and they've installed a bar in the basement, and her photo was on the wall. And my husband, being the cool guy he was, looked at it and he said to the bartender, he says, "Who's this a picture of?" And the bartender said, "That's the old broad that used to own this joint." Which I'm not sure she would have loved that part, but she would have been happy that I think that her photo was still on the wall.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. That's so funny. You're like, I'm the old broad's niece. That's me. Love. Well, Emily, always good to chat. I think
You too.
Hopefully, I'm so glad that all of you got to come to this catch up with Emily and I.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, as I say, reach out via email. We're so excited that you're excited about this retreat. We promise that we will make this as much fun as we possibly can. And it won't be the last one for sure. If I have a feeling it's going to go as well as it will,
I think
we
so
will.
Too. And it's exciting to know that, you know, we're going to have stuff in the future. You're helping us make this happen. So.
Yeah. Our plans. We're real excited.
Yep.
All right. Well, Em, I will talk to you soon. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. I will be on tomorrow for the great bead-y stash. I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 Pacific.
I'm going to have to restrain myself on that one. I can tell.
I'll tell you, check the website early because all the D-stash stuff is going to go live at midnight. And the prices are D-stash prices. We are clearing some shelf room here because I've got to get a sewing machine over there in the corner to do my sewing classes. So, you know, stuff is moving. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much. Talk to you soon, Em.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.